So what am I talking about whenever I say don't lose your hooah? Man, it is good to be back. I've taken almost a whole week off from making YouTube videos, or at least uploading YouTube videos, because I've been in Texas. I've been at my girlfriend's Air Force basic training graduation, and it was kind of nice just, taking the whole weekend off and everything, or the whole week almost, not uploading videos. I haven't been replying to anything, so that was just really fun. So I wanted to make today's video just a nice little one, just something for you guys to think about, just something simple for me to talk about, because it's just weird always getting back into the groove even whenever you take like a small week off. But don't lose your hooah, and that's something that I want to talk about because it's kind of geared towards some of the questions that people ask me about ranking up in the military and being happy in the military and all that stuff. And when I was at Faith, my girlfriend's graduation, I did a 5K with her. If you guys follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, you probably already know that. But I was doing a 5K with her, and the 5K was with all of the basic training soldiers. Some of them were still going through BMT. Some of them, like her class, were graduating. Some of them were in the Air Force Airmen's Week and all that, crap that I'll probably make a video on in the future. But we were doing this, and everybody was all motivated. And they were, doing cadences, and they were yelling, and, even whenever they weren't running in formation, sometimes you'll have guys, and they'll just be calling cadence just for the fun of it, because they think it's fun. Because, it's different in the Air Force, but in the Army, they are hooah soldiers. They are motivated soldiers. They are, high-speed soldiers. That's something that, that's like a term that we use in the Army, high speed, or like high speed, low drag. That's kind of how we might basically describe a soldier, if it means like they're a good soldier. So, they've got a lot of hooah. They're motivated, right? And so these airmen, or future airmen, or trainees, whatever you call them, they were really motivated, right? They're doing this 5K, they're having a lot of fun. And this is them during the basic training portion of their military career. This is the very beginning of their military career. And a lot of people ask me, about getting promoted in the military and like how you can do that. What are some of the ways you can get promoted quickly? And a lot of it really has to do with, in the Army, not losing your hooah, staying motivated, just doing the basic little things to actually get things done. Because a lot of the people that were running and calling cadences and stuff, they're going to get to there. In the Air Force, it's called tech school. In the Army, it's called AIT. They're going to get there. They're going to lose a little bit of that. They're going to lose a little bit of that motivation because they've been taken away from that basic training environment. And then once they get to their actual units, they're going to lose even more of it. And then as their career goes on, so many negative things might happen to them in their military career, and it just chips away at that hooahness, at that high-speed, motivated soldier that they used to be at the beginning of basic training, going through basic training and all of that. And if you start to lose that, that's when you start to get those soldiers who basically start to care less, and they don't really care what happens. They don't care to get promoted. They don't care to get in shape. They don't care to max out their PT test anymore. Going through basic training, that's when most people have their highest PT scores. So many times people's highest PT scores are at basic training or are at AIT in those training environments, and then after that it just all goes downhill. Like for 90% of soldiers, they'll go to basic training and AIT, and their best PT scores ever in their whole military career are going to be in those first few months of their military career. And the successful people that I've seen from my experience in the military are the people who don't lose that, like that 10% of soldiers who their best PT score, for example, not just that your PT score means everything, but for example, those 10% of soldiers where they don't lose at least the majority of that hooahness, the majority of that motivation at basic training. They don't lose it all. They want to stay motivated to get promoted. They want to stay motivated to actually do the right thing, be in the right place, right time, right uniform, helping their other soldiers. And they just don't have that nonchalance going throughout the military, just waiting for that contract to be over so they can go ahead and get out of the military. So in order to, in my opinion, have a successful military career is to not lose that hooah, to not lose it, to stay motivated, to try and do things, to do the simple things, because in order to rank up, the first few ranks in the military, you're going to get automatically promoted. You could get promoted ahead of time for doing some extra things that I've talked about in the past. But in order to keep on ranking up, you've got to stay motivated. You got to get on things. You got to keep doing things. And those soldiers that are not motivated, that have lost the hooah, they're not going to be the ones that get promoted. People ask, How do you get promoted fast? Just do the right thing. Master the basics. Just do the things that other people aren't willing to do, because once you get out of that training environment, you go to basic training, you go to AIT. Once people get to their unit, the people who've been in the military for a while, and maybe these soldiers are super ready to get out of the military, they're gonna kind of rub off on the new soldiers. They're gonna kind of honestly make them a little bit less motivated. And if you let that happen to you, if you're one of the soldiers that let that happen to you, then you're gonna follow a similar trend to them. You know, a lot of the military, I think, is your outlook on things, right? So if you're just super upset about every tiny little thing and you're not just enjoying the experience or enjoying everything that you're going through, then you're honestly just not gonna have as happy or a really good military career that you're gonna look back on and really enjoy, you know, even if you do wanna get out of it, right? Because there's not really any getting out of your contract. Even if you do wanna get out, you know, you do your 4 years or whatever your enlistment contract was, just do it. You know, just try to stay motivated, you know, going through these things. You know, something that people say all the time when you're doing PT is free, and a lot of people are just like, oh my gosh, I hate this. And that's just the wrong attitude. So if you keep the right attitude, if you know, stay motivated, if you don't lose your hooah, then in my opinion, I think your military career is gonna go a lot more smoothly. You're gonna get promoted quicker. You're just gonna be, in general, a better soldier, just for that basic, you know, mindset that you're gonna be put in. So for me, I do my best to keep my hooah, to stay motivated. And I've even had people tell me, you know, I've been in the military, or I've been in the Army for basically 3 years now, a little over 3 years. And I'll have people tell me every now and then, if I'm motivated to do something, if I'm ready to do something, there'll be a higher up that is like, man, like, you know, people aren't generally that motivated. And it kind of stands out a little bit. People will notice those soldiers who are motivated, who still have that hooah, who are wanting to do things to better themselves, to better the people around them. And that's kind of, in my opinion, how you have a successful military career. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was just something for me to talk about. So if you did enjoy the video, hit that like button. That would be awesome. If you want to stick around some more videos, hit the subscribe button. That would be even better. Something I didn't mention is, again, if you guys want to send me any patches and stuff that I can like put up right here, feel free to do that. PO box is in the description. If you guys not follow me on social media, Instagram and Snapchat links are right here. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you later.